my thoughts on how they basically did, the Mad Queen storyline way better in House of Dragon compared to, the final season of Game of Thrones, because, oh god, from all that character development for Daenerys in, Game of Thrones, they just destroyed it all in just one scene in the final season. Was it episode 5? I think it was episode 5, before, I guess, episode 6, the final episode. Yeah, they just made her character just go down the drain, and it didn't make no sense for her to do that huge switch where she basically becomes a villain. Where with Rhaena, it makes so much sense because from just one season we get to see her basically grow up. Because, she starts off as just a little girl, but then, just the way how her father treats her, it kind of makes her resent her father, and as time goes on, things kind of take a turn for the worse when she starts to have her own kids and stuff, and then her kid doesn't really get to be the future of the kingdom, and she also had claim to, like, the throne as well, but then it seems like he kind of goes against that, and by the end of his life, with his wife Alison, who was also her best friend, it's just, it gets a bit complicated, which I will do a review of this show. Yeah, I have to, after watching it. It's really good. I thought it was just going to be another Game of Thrones season 8, but this was actually a pretty good show. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, just seeing everything that happens to her from when she's a kid to when she's older, and all the things that have happened to, like, her kids and stuff, it completely makes sense why she becomes like a mad queen compared to, like, Daenerys, where it's just so random. I mean, she's been like the good guy for like the whole show of Game of Thrones, and then at the very last minute, she decides to, like, kill innocent people with, like, her dragon. Like, I'm just like, what? I know it's to, like, because basically these people stand with, like, a Lannister, who is basically the last villain at this point, but it made no sense. And then seeing her have to die afterwards, because this whole time she was the hero, but then she becomes the villain, then dies the next episode in the final one, yeah, by Jon Snow. It was just, why would you do this? I mean, I probably would have been really pissed if I grew up with this show. Luckily, I kind of catched up before the final season, but then even after doing all that, I was like, man, did I just waste my time watching this show? Because they literally destroyed a lot of their characters in the final season, and I understand why people are so pissed. Where it's like if The Walking Dead, a show that I actually grew up with, ended like that. Oh my god. And I'm just happy that show ended great. Not perfect, because a lot of loose ends, but yeah, it was still a great ending. But this, oh my god, completely butchering a lot of people's favourite character. One of people's favourite characters, yeah, Daenerys. It was terrible. It didn't make sense where, House of Dragon, they just handled it way better, yeah. Because you literally see in the final few episodes, she loses her father, because even though, like, they wasn't always close, she loved her father, and it was just, and by the end he was trying to make all the family come together. And it doesn't really work out by the end of the season. And then everything that's, I guess, Daenerys is going through with her baby, who doesn't really get to be born properly, and it just ends up dying because of the incest stuff with her and her uncle being married and stuff. So yeah, I could kind of tell that something like that was gonna happen. And then what happens to her actual son? Well, it might be a different father. I mean, she's trying to prove to people that that's actually a part of her, like, that's a Targaryen, like a part of the Targaryen family, but people just view him as like a bastard, basically, like not a part of the family, like just from a random person, basically. And then he ends up getting killed by Alison's son, because Rhaena's son kind of stabbed him in the eye and he wanted revenge, but he accidentally kills flipping Rhaena's son, and then that just basically builds up everything to the point where, because up until this point she was trying to keep peace because she didn't want the kingdom to fall apart, but after losing her sons all in the same episode, and in the previous episode she lost her father, it just got too much for her, and then she's just like, F it, man, if they're not gonna listen to reason, she's just gonna basically murder everyone. And it just makes a lot more sense compared to Daenerys just wanting to I've been a good guy all this time, but I'm just gonna kill innocent people just to get to one person. Like, there's so many ways she could have did that different. and it just made no sense where with her character, with whatever's gonna happen in season 2, I mean, I can't really blame her after what just happened, because she was trying to do things in a peaceful manner, but since people didn't want to do that, I guess she's just gonna have to be like them and kill everyone with her dragons. Because she has way more dragons than Daenerys ever had. She just had 1 dragon where she has like over 3, man. Yeah. So that's going to be a bloodbath in season 2, whenever that comes. So yeah. Let me know what you think down below. Like, do you think like they handled this storyline better compared to Game of Thrones with Daenerys? Because they did say that, you know, every Targaryen becomes a mad queen, but if they was going to eventually get to that point, they should have did it a lot better, instead of it just being so random and made no sense. But yeah, I'll just end the video here. Appreciate if you can leave a like. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.